Greetings, family. And as I always say, may the God of all bless you and yours with happiness, health, prosperity, and wealth, and keep his ever loving hand surrounded by us, around us all during these times. Um, Today, I'm just talking about, it's been a while, it's been a long while, I've been taking breaks in between because it's really the same old stuff, going on the planet. It's all about this dude Trump and his crash dummy politics, I call him the biggest loser, if you've been watching, you can see, he's making these here, he's having talks with Iran now, and he came on the stage as, like he was going to save the day for Israel. He put his cape on and, like Captain Saberho, and every day he just looks weaker and weaker, and it makes America looks weaker and weaker, from his lack of intelligence in world politics as well as wartime military leadership. He is a good con man. I give him two thumbs up on that there. He was that before maggots in that whole crew over there in the Republican Party voted him in as president. You know what I'm saying? We all knew that he was a criminal. I mean, and a Shylock, as they call him, and a con man, and, you know, just an international criminal, you know what I mean? But, so I don't hold that against him. That's who he was before. And ever since then, he's been the same way, his showing his true colors. So being mad at him, in some ways, yeah, because he does make some decisions that is even worse than any president I've ever heard of. But it's the people that vote him in there, not once but twice. Well, three times, but he lost the second time. But I call him the biggest loser because when he went in to you know save the day for Israel, he put all of us in America into a war, and didn't cause our young people to go into be a part of a war that was all about his choice, and it was all about his ego, and him wanting to, because he got the biggest military, on the planet behind him. Well, it's not really the biggest no more. China is bigger, I believe. They got for every one human being in America, China got at least 3 to 4 people for every one human being, every one man, woman, and child. China has 3 to 4 for each one of us. So their military alone is almost more than the people that we have in our total population of America. But anyway, it's like this guy. I'm looking at the news the other day. This guy who went in, guns blazing, taking our military into Iran, and then getting their ass spanked. That's embarrassing. And then he did it, thinking that because our military was so much more advanced than Iran, that it was an automatic slam dunk, But I believe that he is learning a lesson that the other military leaders have tried to tell him. The ones that he fired and got rid of with Hegseth, the ones that was trying to tell him, leave them people alone in Iran. They control the Strait of Hormuz, and there's no way we can stop them if they attack the boats coming through there. They tried. There's a lot of them that tried to. There was some from the very beginning that quit because they knew this was going to be a disaster. And thumbs up to them, you know what I mean? But this guy goes in supposedly to stop their nuclear program, and all their efforts fell flat. Iran right now, this moment, after all these talks, and he said that they were begging him for negotiations. No, it was him begging because he wants to save face. He wants to save his ugly ass, shriveled up face more than he cares about this country, more than he cares about destroying a country and its innocent people, all because he wants the world to respect him. You know, this guy got a complex, a Obama complex. You know, he wants to be a greater president than Obama, especially because Obama's black and because Obama did a great job. Obama did one of the greatest jobs that any other president throughout all history. Roosevelt and all of them, you know, there was some that gave Social Security and this, that, and the other. Obama gave a health care program to over 50 million people. And the thing about it, the same half of them people were maggots. You understand? That hated him, but used it, and dumbasses didn't even know that it was American Care Act, and because they called it Obamacare as a slur from the Republican Party, they voted against it and then lost it under their leader, you know, King Dingaling, King Ding Dong, or whatever. Anyway, but not only did he not complete his mission to shut down their program, they cannot have a nuclear weapon. At this point right now, he ripped up Obama's plan that would have lasted at least I think about another 20 years without Iran furthering their efforts to get a nuclear weapon. And they were okay with it. And America was okay with it. And America didn't have to give up much of anything that was costly to us. It might have been some money here or there, I don't know, but the small amount of money, it does not matter when you can shut down their program. Trump got them right back busy again, you know, by tearing up the program, you know. And so now he's at their mercy, right? He has to beg them to please come and talk and make it look like he is doing a great deal with them so that the American people and the world can praise him as, you know, the great negotiator. You remember, you know, the master of the deal or whatever, you know. He's really shown, without his lawyers talking for him, he shows the world just how dumb, just how militarily as well as international politics go, he is an idiot. You understand, that needs one of them helmets on and to be, you know, sent back home or to Mar-a-Lago somewhere, because the man is really showing the world he is not intelligent. He's a thief. He's good at stealing, lying, cheating, but he is not good at humanity and humanality. You know what I mean? So like it's so we're watching. So then he even come up with this thing about $300 billion. He tries to say that this was all frozen assets. I did my research. It's not all frozen assets. He's promising them if they behave theirself. You know, in other words, they're going to do what they want to do because they got the Strait of Hormuz on lockdown. And all the world knows that you cannot mess with Iran when it comes to that deal. They have locked down and shut down the export and importing of goods that's been out there for going on 4 months now. Some of that stuff is probably done deteriorated and got to get thrown away, all because of this dumbass dude, you know, the biggest loser, right? And it's a shame that, you know, he hasn't been stopped. I mean, it's like somewhere down the line you would think someone would speak up, even from the Republican Party, and say, "Yo, wait a minute, enough is enough, man. The world is suffering from your best decisions." You know what I mean? But and now the thing about it, when you look at the war over there, Israel ain't even mentioned no more. He done took over the whole war for them, while they sit back like snakes, because they played him. They played this idiot who think he is the master of the game. Israel been playing this dude for the last 10 years, you know, telling him he's a true Jew and all this other bullshit, man. But anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on things.